Hi, Professor Johnson. It's Ashley Allen. Today's June 1st, 2018. This is week 4, lab part 2. This is a video on the 4 shapes of bones in the body. The first one is the long bone. I chose the femur on the long bone right here in our leg. The femur is quite strong. It holds all this weight up here. Of course, there's other things that help, but in general, this is a long, strong bone used for leverage and just daily walking that we do in our life. The second long bone I chose was the tibia, which is what we know in layman terms, the shin bone. It's the strongest of 2 bones in our lower part of our leg. It, of course, connects to the femur through the patella and various ligaments. So long bones, femur and tibia. The flat bones in the body I chose on our skull. So the occipital, which is the lower back part of the skull. It has 2 sutures. It's connected with 2 sutures, the lambdoid and the squamous suture, but it also is the closest flat skull bone to the vertebrae. And then the second flat bone I chose was the frontal of our skull. So it's about here down. It forms our forehead and then our eyebrow ridge, and then actually the top part of our orbit, our eye socket bone, and that's the frontal lobe. And often I see that a lot in hospitals when people get injured. It's often from the very back or the front. When they're, especially if there's a TBI, it really affects the frontal lobe and in the brain where impulse control occurs. The short bones I chose are carpals and tarsals. So carpal, our hand, it's before the metatarsals. It's connected to the metatarsals, but it's before our bones actually extend out. So it's down here, this part of our hand, which actually has various bones itself, but this is the carpal. And then our foot, which I'll show you, flexion and extension, it's the upper part of our foot on the tarsals, so up here. And again, it has a series of its own bones. And these, of course, are things that we use every day, walking and talking and picking things up. I guess talking doesn't include our tarsals and carpals, but these bones are definitely a part of our daily lives. Then I chose irregular bones, which are on our face, so I'll get up close. I chose the maxima, which is the upper part of our jaw right here, and it actually goes right here to the side of our nasal, our nose. It goes kind of curved like this, and it forms part of our hard palate inside, just the beginning of it. So it's the maxima is, or maxilla, excuse me, is around here. And then what I chose on the face also is the zygomatic bone, which connects to the maxilla, which we know as our cheekbone. And so the zygomatic bone actually forms the lower part and the side portion of our socket, our cheekbone, and extends up to about here. So that's the zygomatic bone. These 2 bones are irregular because, well, they fit together, they're curved, but they also, their structure allows for things to attach onto them, other ligaments and tendons and muscle. Of course, these 2 eventually, attach to the lower jaw, which is the only movable part of our body, but that's why they're irregular bones. So long bones, short bones, flat bones, and irregular bones. So thank you for having patience with all my videos. I guess it's been frustrating to see them, and I appreciate your time.